We've all been there. It's too hot for jeans, but you don't want to spend the day in athletic shorts or leggings either. You want to look put together, whether you're running errands, meeting a friend for lunch, traveling, or just heading out for the day. So you reach for your linen pants, and instead of feeling effortlessly chic, you find yourself wondering, why do these pants make me look wider? Why do they feel sloppy? Maybe linen pants just aren't for me. But here's what most women don't realize. It's usually not the linen, and it's usually not your body. It's the design of the pants. Hi, I'm Wendy, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're taking the guesswork out of one of summer's most popular staples, linen pants. We're going to talk about why some pairs look polished and flattering, while others seem to add bulk, wrinkle in all the wrong places, or just never hang quite right. By the end of this video, you'll understand what details actually matter, from silhouette and rise to pleats, fabric weight, and construction. So the next time you're shopping, you'll know exactly what to look for. And we'll answer one of the biggest questions I hear every summer. How do you wear linen without looking sloppy? Let's dive in. I think linen pants have gotten a bit of an unfair reputation. You'll hear women say, linen makes me look bigger. Linen is too frumpy on me. I just can't wear wide leg pants. But I don't think linen is usually the problem. I think the problem is that we treat all linen pants like they're the same. Think about jeans for a minute. Most of us already know there are skinny jeans, straight leg jeans, boot cut jeans, different rises, different amounts of stretch. We expect them all to fit differently. But when it comes to linen pants, we often see a rack full of neutral color trousers and think they're all basically the same. They're not. Some are designed to skim the body. Some are intentionally oversized. Some hold their shape. Others are soft and fluid. Some create long vertical lines. Others create more visual width. You're not just shopping for linen. You're shopping for a silhouette. And once you understand that, shopping becomes much less frustrating. When stylists talk about silhouettes, they're talking about the overall shape the clothing creates, not your body, but the clothing. Imagine tracing the outside edges of your outfit. That's the silhouette. Two women with similar proportions could wear two different pair of linen pants and create completely different silhouettes. That's why I don't ask, are these pants flattering? I ask, what shape are these pants creating? That's a much more helpful question. So for example, some wide leg pants stay fairly close through the hips before gradually widening. That creates a long, clean vertical line. Others become very full as soon as they leave the waistband. That creates a softer, more relaxed silhouette with more visual volume. Neither one is wrong. They're simply creating different effects. And once you begin seeing those differences, you stop shopping by trend and you start shopping with intention. The next thing I notice is the rise. The rise determines where your legs appear to begin. Move the waistband higher and your legs look longer. Move it lower and your torso appears longer. Now, that doesn't mean everyone should automatically wear high-rise pants. The best rise isn't the highest rise. It's the one that creates balanced proportions for you. If you have a longer torso, a high rise may create a better balance. If your torso is shorter, a true mid-rise may feel more natural. The goal isn't to follow a trend. The goal is balance. Next, let's talk about pleats. I used to think pleats were simply decorative, but they actually change the way fabric moves. A flat front trouser creates a cleaner, smoother silhouette. Pleats give the fabric more room to release from the waist and hips. That extra room creates movement, and sometimes that's exactly what you want. Other times, if the pleats are deep or open too much, they can add visual volume through the front of the hips. So instead of asking, are pleats flattering? Ask yourself, do I like the shape these pleats are creating? That's a much better question. Now let's talk about something most women never think to check, the fabric weight. When I say lightweight linen or heavier linen, I'm not talking about different pants. They're all made from flax fibers. The difference comes from how the fabric is made. Some linen is woven using finer yarns and a more open weave. That creates a fabric that's lighter, airier, and has a lot more movement. It feels wonderful in hot weather because it's cool against the skin. But because there's less structure to the fabric, it wrinkles more easily and tends to collapse into softer folds. Other linen is woven using slightly thicker yarns or a denser weave. That gives the fabric a little more body. It still feels breathable, but instead of collapsing into every movement, it holds its shape better and creates cleaner lines. You'll also see linen blended with fibers like cotton, viscose, or lyocell. Those blends can make the fabric softer, improve drape, or help it recover its shape after you've been sitting. So don't just read the tag. Pick up the fabric, feel it, ask yourself, how do I want these pants to behave? Do you want soft movement, or do you want a more structured tailor look? Neither is better. They're simply designed to create different effects. Can linen look polished? The answer is absolutely yes, but I think we sometimes expect linen to behave like denim, and that's never going to happen. Linen is supposed to soften. It's supposed to move. It's supposed to develop gentle creases as you wear it. That's part of its charm. The difference is that quality linen wrinkles gracefully. It develops soft creases that still look intentional. Very thin or poorly constructed linen can collapse, twist, and start looking rumpled instead of relaxed. Those are two completely different things. The goal isn't wrinkle-free. The goal is intentional. intentional. Now let's look at some of the smaller construction details that quietly make a big difference. These aren't usually the first things people notice on a hanger, but they're often the details that make one pair of linen pants feel much more polished than another. Let's start with a waistband. An elastic waistband isn't automatically casual. In fact, some beautifully tailored linen trousers have elastic hidden only in the back. From the front, they still have a clean, structured waistband that looks polished, while the elastic in the back adds comfort and a little flexibility. On the other hand, when the elastic gathers all the way around the waist, it creates a much softer, more relaxed look. Neither one is wrong. They're simply designed with different goals in mind. If you're looking for an elevated everyday trouser, a clean front waistband with hidden elastic in the back often gives you the best of both worlds, comfort and a more tailored appearance. Now let's look at the pockets. Pocket placement can completely change the way the front of the pants look. Pockets that lie flat and sit closer to the side seam create a cleaner silhouette, but pockets that sit farther toward the front or flare open when you move can add visual width through the hips and interrupt those long vertical lines. Another detail I always notice is whether the pants have a pressed crease down the front. That crease acts like a visual guide for the eye. It creates one long vertical line that can make the entire outfit feel a little more tailored and refined. None of those details make a pair of linen pants good or bad, but together, the waistband, the pockets, the crease, the rise, the fabric, they all work together to create the overall impression of the garment. If I were standing next to you in a dressing room, I wouldn't start by asking whether the pants make you look thinner. I'd start by looking at what the garment is designed to do. Where does the width begin? How is the fabric hanging? Where does your eye naturally go? How does the waistband affect the proportions? Those are questions stylists ask, and those are the questions you can ask yourself too. Don't judge the pants by the wrong outfit. This is one of the biggest mistakes I see. We judge the pants while wearing an outfit we'd never planned to wear with them. Maybe you walked into the store wearing an oversized t-shirt, running shoes, and a casual crossbody bag. Then you try on a pair of linen trousers, look in the mirror, and decide they aren't flattering. But are you really judging the pants? Or are you judging the outfit you've accidentally created? Because clothing doesn't exist in isolation. Every piece affects the next. A tucked tank changes the proportions. A leather belt creates waist definition. A refined sandal changes the length of the entire leg line. A structured handbag makes the entire outfit feel more intentional. One of my favorite shopping tips is this. If you know you're shopping for trousers, wear a top that's similar to what you actually plan to wear them with. Wear shoes with a similar heel height. Bring a belt if you normally wear one. The closer your fitting room outfit is to your real life outfit, the easier it is to make a good decision. So if there's one thing I hope that you take away from today's video, it's this. The next time you walk into a dressing room, I don't want you asking, what's wrong with my body? I want you asking, what is this garment designed to do? Because that's exactly how stylists evaluate clothing. They're not looking for one magical pair of pants that's flattering on everyone. They're looking at the silhouette, the rise, the fabric, the construction, and they're asking whether those design choices create the look they're trying to achieve. Once you start shopping that way, everything changes. Shopping becomes less frustrating. You stop buying pieces that sit in your closet because they never felt quite right. And you start building a wardrobe with intention instead of guesswork. That's why I love teaching fashion this way. Because once you understand why something works, you don't have to memorize endless style rules. You can make confident decisions for yourself. And that's a skill you'll use much more than just with linen pants. If you found this video helpful, I'd love for you to subscribe. Every week, we break down the why behind great style, from proportion and fabrics to garment construction and outfit balance, so you can shop smarter, build a more intentional wardrobe, and feel confident getting dressed. And I'd really love to hear from you in the comments. What's your biggest challenge when shopping for linen pants? Is it finding a pair that's flattering for your proportions, keeping them from looking too wrinkled? Or maybe you've avoided linen altogether because you've never found a pair that felt quite right. Let me know below because I really enjoy reading your comments, and your questions often inspire future videos. I'm Wendy. Thank you for spending your time with me today, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.